Hello, is that Natasha?
It is, yeah.
Natasha, hello, it's Matt Baker here. Now, listen, thanks ever so much for taking my call. I'm actually ringing to find out a bit of information about your dad, if that's OK.
Yeah.
Would you know whereabouts he lived when he was a young lad growing up?
Until the age of 6, he was in Manchester.
He was in Manchester till 6, OK.
Yeah. And then his mum decided to move to Blackpool to live in St Anne's. And he lived there until he left school.
Whereabouts does he live now?
He lives in Doncaster now.
He lives in Doncaster, OK. Natasha, that's great.
With Natasha's help, we contacted Simon, and he remembered John Howe. Finally, after a 4-month search, we've found the man we're looking for. Simon's agreed to meet me at the pub he now manages in Doncaster.
Hello. Is it Simon?
It is.
Simon Pearce.
Correct.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Come in.
When was the last time you saw John Howe?
Last day of school. That's the last time I wanted to see him. I walked out those school gates at 16. Went, right, that's done, it's finished, I'm free. That's how it felt.
Did you just suddenly go back to school when you heard that name?
Yeah. It's a period of my life that I just want to forget.
When did it all start?
First incident was in infant school.
What happened?
I'd had an accident. Right, if you understand. I'd had an accident. I was only little. I'd had an accident, and everybody just started taking the mickey at me. And that's when it all started. Well, at first it was just name calling. And then, as the kids were getting older, it turned more physical.
What kind of stuff would be happening there?
It was taking my school bag off me, taking everything out, throwing it all over the bus. Started jostling and pushing me about. Throwing things at me, throwing water on me, throwing other stuff on me. If you get me meaning. Out of the toilets.
How many of them would be bearing down on you?
I think about 5 or 6. 5 or 6, yeah. Punching and kicking. Hair pulling. And it was a case of, well, here we go. Just curl up. Just curl up and take it.
How long did it go on for?
My whole school life. From 6 to 16, 10 years. 10 years of hell.
Was your mum aware of all of this that was going on?
Not at first. Not at first. Later on, she was.
How did she find out?
By me sitting there on my bed crying. No, she told the school and they didn't do anything about it. They'd get fobbed off. And I mean, in the 60s and early 70s, that's how it was. You are alone. You are alone, there's nobody there for you. That's how you feel, there's nobody there for you. Right, you've got to suffer it yourself, you've got to put up with it. That's it, this is your lot in life. But you build a shield, you build a cocoon. You go in on yourself. And even at home, I would just sit in my room, reading.
John feels an incredible amount of shame. He wonders what the consequences of his actions were for you.
Consequences are, it's made me stronger. It's made me protective of people. The underdog.
So very much taking the positives out of it then.
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever allow yourself to think of the negatives?
I do have a lot of pent-up anger. And I do need to fight to keep it under control sometimes.
Do you think meeting John in any way will help you deal with that?
Yeah, I think it will. I want to ask him why. What was it about me that made me the prime target?
Many people wouldn't want their bully to have the satisfaction of saying, oh, you know, I'm sorry.
I'll accept his apology, yeah. There's no forgiveness there.
Why won't you forgive him?
He put me through hell. For no reason. Just being me. So no, there's no forgiveness. There's empathy for what he's going through since. And yes, I will gladly accept his apology. And I do want to meet him. But there'll never be any forgiveness there.
Having made a breakthrough in our attempts to help John, we turned to our second search. 4 days ago, I met Simon Pearce, the victim of John Howe's childhood bullying. I've arranged to meet John in Lytham St Anne's, the place where they both grew up, to tell him that his search is finally over.
John is bound to have questions, some of which I can answer, others he's going to have to speak directly to Simon about, which is going to be a very daunting prospect, you know, given how angry Simon feels about the way that he was treated. Hey, John.
Hey, Matt. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. All right.
Yeah, good to see you.
So this is the old stomping ground.
Yeah, that's the haunt of the misspent youth, yeah.
How have you been since we last talked?
What has been for so many years my secret, my guilty secret, locked in here, all of a sudden is exposed. It's on the table for the world to see, for the world to judge. You judge me for it, and rightly. Everybody has to take responsibility for what they do and face the consequences of what they do.
Yeah. Well, we found him.
Okay. How is he? How's his life been?
He's all right. He's all right.
Is he?
He's got kids.
Right.
He's a family man.
Okay.
He's a manager of a pub.
And the damage that I did, was it as bad as I suspected or not as?
He's got this anger. And it was hard, John, to sit there and listen to his story.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. Will I ever get the chance to apologise to him?
He's willing to meet you.
That's good news. I'm so thankful that you found him. That's good news.
He really needs to know why. Why him? And why he did it. I felt terrible sitting there, talking to him, and the way he lived in fear for 10 years of his life.
Matt, in all honesty, you can't make me feel any worse today.
I'm not trying to make you feel.
No,
I'm trying to tell you what I experienced.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, but seriously, I can't feel any worse than I already do.
He said to me, he's got this anger that he's carried with him and carries with him forever, and he always will.
No, it doesn't have to, Matt. It doesn't have to forever. There has to be an ultimate good that can come from this. Otherwise, we would have all been better not doing anything. It would have been better staying as a locked-up secret in the back of my mind. Is it better to keep them locked up, or is it better to expose them, to put your cards on the table? In your opinion?
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. I honestly do think that this is going to be good for him.
Good.
I've been thinking a lot more, obviously, since about my school life, which I hadn't done. It's been deeply hidden, deeply buried. It's a bit like opening Pandora's box. A lot of raw feelings have come out because of what I went through and what it did to me at the time. It is a great release to be talking about this now. When I was younger, I couldn't talk to anybody. I felt I couldn't talk to anybody. I didn't want to talk to me family about it. But now it's there. It's at the forefront again. I do feel very nervous about meeting him. But it's got to be done. It's got to be done. To finally lay this to rest for both of us.
John and Simon are meeting where it all began, in Lytham St Anne's.
I've got no idea what I'm going to say to John. Not yet. Apart from asking him why. I'm very nervous. Very, very nervous.
It's probably very different to what I imagined it to be. Hiya, bud.
How are you?
I'm not. I'm so pleased that you did this. I'm so pleased that you found it within yourself to do this. There's a lot to say to you. There's a lot to apologise to you for. I've thought about you for a good 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
I've thought about the hell that I put you through. Every time I have thought about you, I've thought about you as that 12-year-old boy that I remember. And in all honesty, every time I see him, it breaks my heart. You've got to know how much I am sorry and how much I apologise for what I did and how much...
It's
It's a weird situation. Why are we doing this? After so long? Was it eating you up so much?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really was. Probably doesn't mean... It doesn't have to mean a lot to you. I hope that it does. I hope that you can forgive me. It's an awful thing because I think bullying robs people of things that are sometimes unseen.
I will say it was hell. I did go through hell. I mean, imagine waking up every morning with a sense of dread every single morning for 11 years. I remember sitting on my bed one morning getting ready to go to school and not wanting to go. I was that scared. Basically, I felt like I had no worth. That's how I felt at the time. I was worthless.
And you know, I had the power to change that, Simon. I had it within me to befriend you, and I didn't.
What was it about me that you didn't like? That's one question that's often gone through my head. Why me? What was it about me?
I can't tell you, I can't give you a good enough reason why you were singled out. I can't do that. Other than in my memory, it almost became, and I'm ashamed and I have to bow my head when I say it, but it almost became the done thing to pick on you. And I can't honestly tell you why. I don't know why. I wish I could go back to that kid and ask him, why are you doing this? Why are you singling out Simon? I would love to be able to do that, but I can't. And I can't even in my own mind and in my own heart ask me why I did that, because I'm not getting any sort of answers. I can't undo what I've done in the past. I can't change the past. But I need to know in my heart that you have fully forgiven me. You fully appreciate that I appreciate what I did to you. You appreciate how deep inside me it goes, you know.
Well, I saw that body on your face when we first met today. I could see the pain in your face. Matt asked me would I be able to forgive you, and at that time I said no. But having met you now, yeah, I do. I do forgive you.
Thank you.
You okay?
Yeah. Are you?
I'm fine. When I first saw him, a lot of things came flooding back. But the look on Jonathan's face told me everything. It was very cathartic to know that he realised and recognised what they'd done. It made me feel vindicated, if you like. You know, I mean, I've been doing a lot of thinking over the last few months about things that I'd put behind me. And it's been up and down. But seeing Jonathan today has put that to rest.
The hero in this is Simon. He's made everything possible. The power of forgiveness is enormous. And now I can sit down in front of my family. I can sit down in front of everybody and say, well, do you know what? Yeah, I did wrong, but I've hopefully made amends for that. It is life-changing.